The new Minecraft update is really mid if I'm gonna be honest. If you don't somehow know, Minecraft switched from yearly updates to half-year drops, I think. So basically we're getting smaller updates, but more content added over time. Our first drop, in Pale Garden, was an amazing start in my opinion. We got a new biome, new website, an entity, and the very important resin clump. However, this update was disappointing. It brought more quality of life changes and nature changes. I want to go over almost everything that got added here. First, probably the most well-known thing that got added, mob variants. Now for cows, chickens, and pigs. Cows, pigs, and chickens now have different textures if they're in a cold biome or a warm biome. Personally, I think this is cool, but do we really need this? Sure, it adds more realism to the update, but honestly, I wish they acted differently for each biome instead of one texture change. Like, maybe a warm chicken needs to be near water to hatch an egg, as savannas and deserts are hot. I don't know, but I feel like this would help with the update, which is just ambience and realism. I also want to say in advance, I don't dislike this update. I feel like it's just disappointing, especially after we had the amazing first impression drop of 1.21.4. If I were to rank all the cold and warm animals, I would say that the pigs would be first, then the cows, then the chickens. Chickens are really cool with that haircut, huh? There are more things like leaves falling from trees, which is a nice ambience, and fallen logs. I know Bedrock already has fallen logs, but it's nice to see it get added to Java. Another small thing is that camels spawn outside of villages and deserts. I mean, like, this is cool and all, but who goes to the desert if you're not looking for something? Like, you can use an elytra, because who actually wants to go here? Speaking of the desert and plants, we will be seeing a lot of plants in this video. There was a pink flower that could spawn sometimes on cactuses. This is a nice addition, especially for a bit of more detail in builds. However, how much will this actually get used? It's nice, but like, I'm probably gonna forget it exists. Speaking of subject of plants, we got a new bush. Yeah, it took them 13 years to add this simple plant. Again, just like the pink flower, this is probably gonna get forgotten in like 1 month. It looks way too similar to tall grass. Big surprise, they're both green. With falling leaves, there are now leaf piles that form in forest and birch This is something you can place with half a block, like the cherry ones, which is actually great. There are two versions, the forest version and the birch version. This is great because the normal forest version is darker colors, but the birch one is lighter with white and yellow. It could also be smelted, which is kind of cool, I guess. I think this is one of the plants that will actually stay relevant in a few years just because of number one, falling leaves are cool. Number two, it looks good. And number three, it's really easy to get. One of the best parts of this update. Guess what? We're not done with the plants. We also got dry grass for the desert. Wow, I didn't even realize how many updates the desert got. And for the last thing, original piglins got nerfed. No more gold farms and gold diggers. No, actually, the thing that got added were wolf personalities. Just like pandas, they have a different mood every time you find one. Here's a list of wolf personalities. Personally, the sad one is my favorite because it's how I act during a full moon. These are nice because it adds even more diversity between wolves. This is one of my personal favorite features added because wolves are one of my personal favorite mobs. After that, we aren't done with the plants. There's still one more thing to talk about, which is the firefly bush. Finally! This was planned to come out in 1.19, but it was cancelled when Mojang realized that fireflies are poisonous to frogs. So instead of removing them, eating them, they removed it from the game. God, I really question choices made by companies. And they were finally added to this update. The difference is that they are not a mob, but an add-on to a bush. Thank God you can cover up the bush, but the fireflies are still visible. This plant is so ugly, just look at it. Another thing that got added are mob eggs. These are really nice. They were really needed too. The old ones look so bland and you couldn't tell which mob it is, but now these are really nice. I'm so happy they added this. One of my favorite features and one of the most helpful features for sure. And that's about it. Honestly, with everything I've talked about, it may seem like a good update, but most of the stuff is just ambience, which is nice. But I want to see big updates. We at least want one feature that will change up the game. I don't think anything in this update is game changing, which sucks. It's still an update that's cool, but not really useful. Personally, although the drop system is nice, it's never going to compare to the yearly updates that the game got. It's kind of disappointing that we're probably going to get less content in the long run, which will hurt the game. I think some things you can fix is the over amount of useless features. For example, the wolf attitudes I feel like would be cooler if they all had different traits in damage, speed, or health. Sure, some people won't like that, but it'd be cool trying to collect every single wolf. Something like that would make people want to get wolves, increasing playtime, probably. Sure, 4 drop, this is pretty great, but if we keep getting updates like this, it might start killing the game. So yeah, that's about it. This is an alright second drop. As I mentioned, as long as they add one feature that changes gameplay instead of only having ambience, which is what they should do in the next drop. Which, thank God we're getting gas. Or flying ones, I don't know. So anyways, I'm gonna do a cringe 2017 outro now. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and subscribe with notifications on.